Namaste, and welcome to 50 Shades of Great. Come to your senses. With me, I'm Kee McGraw. I'm a doctor of health theology, and as such, I am thrilled to present you with these 50 tools with which you can utilize your senses to bring yourself evermore to your own particular greatness. In this way, healthcare professionals might also be able to utilize these tools in working with your clients as well as your students. You are welcome to continuing education hours for your time spent here, and for those healthcare professionals who are interested in receiving a certificate of completion for the efforts that you're about to make, stay tuned for further details online.
Fire, sound.
Now, as we continue along the fire path of the sense of locomotion, we come into the desire to connect our ability to move or to locomote with the energy within the throat chakra. And as such, we will be chanting as we walk. Now, as we were first considering locomotion as it applied to the first chakra, we had the option of having a walk consciously as we were aware of the subtle fragrances and the sense of smell along the journey, or to practice Hatha Yoga with me, as we did, through sun salutations. But now, as we consider the walking, it's a different approach to the walking, which is that we'll be walking without the particular focus being on the sense of smell, and instead focusing on the sense of hearing and with the ability to speak. Now, in the chanting practice, you might find yourself shy initially. I know I have. That might be surprising. But truly, to walk and to chant can feel like you're taking a very internal and private practice with you out into the great world, and often we're not quite sure if the world is ready for it. I just wanted to give you a couple of strategies that you might employ. One is that you might use some headphones, and so it looks like you're maybe chanting along or singing along with what you've got on your headphones. The other approach is to just notice that everybody else is wearing headphones and recognizing that they're not listening to you, whatever you're doing as you go up and down the street anyway. Or to consider yourself, if you're able to walk into the woods, where those who will be hearing you will be perhaps the insects and the birds and the other furry creatures of the wood or the jungle, and they probably won't mind at all. So in this way, as you allow yourself to consider chanting as you walk, I wanted to bring through a couple of guidelines as we begin. I always like to initially invoke my higher self with a particular chant that sounds like this. Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Om Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev Namo Gurudev. I call upon this chant to Gurudev as I was taught through the Kundalini practice, as it is one way to invoke my own higher nature. If that feels unfamiliar or uncomfortable or inconvenient in some way to you, if you just simply wish to call on your higher self before you put on those tennis shoes and start walking, simply doing so makes the hugest difference in the world. So allowing yourself to call upon your higher nature as you begin to set off on the journey is how it is that I'd recommend that you start. And as we are walking and chanting, we'd like to utilize a certain number of chants. The powerful number of 108 chants has been known to bring about a certain significant power a sense of fullness and completion of the practice that you've brought forward. And as such, I'll be counting 108 particular chants as we're walking. Over time, you'll want to be able to count the number of times you've chanted as well. So I wanted to take this moment before we set off on our walk together for chanting to show you how it is that I work with the counting of the chanting. The use of the hands as we are wanting to count our chanting numbers, or to highlight a convenient method so that you might be able to use your hands to count on your fingers all the way up to 108 without losing your place. It's in this way that we'll consider making use of the hands with the one hand, say the right hand, holds your place about which set of numbers of 24 that you'll be counting. Here my right hand is holding my first index finger, indicating that I'm on my first count of 24. And then I begin on the left hand, counting number 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the second phalange, number 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then on the closest or most proximal phalange, numbers 9, 10, 11, 12 of the chant as I come through. So if I was simply wanting to chant Om 108 times, I'd chant Om on the first digit, Om, number 2, Om, 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 and then I'd switch to the second hand, in which I'd still hold my first thumb to the digit, to the first finger, to indicate that now I'm counting number 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 24. And after I had concluded the 24th chant, I'd switch and use my right hand, thumb to the ring, thumb to the middle finger, to hold my place as I begin the set of the next 24 chants, switching to hold the place on the left hand with the thumb to the middle finger as I chanted the remaining 12 times to create the second set of 24. Then switching to thumb to ring finger and coming through the beginning work of the next set of 24, holding my place on the left hand as I continue through to that remaining 12 of the third set of 24. Then holding place with thumb to ring finger as I begin the chanting of the first 12 of this fourth set of 24, and then similarly switching, using left hand on little finger to hold my place so I don't forget which set of 24 I'm on. And when I've concluded 4 sets of 24, then I know that I've arrived at 96 chants, and with it I have just 12 more chants to take me to the magic number of 108. And as we do the last set of 12, we use both hands together and count together the last 12 as we're chanting along. Right before the last 108th chant, we change the tone just subtly. So if I was Om, and I was Om, I might change it to Om, and then conclude Om. And this signals the subconscious that we are coming to the place of closing that particular chant. And I hope that this detail has been helpful for you about how it is you can simply make use of your hands as you're chanting. The chant I'd like us to begin with is the first chant that is recommended for all new beginners, and that will be the chant to Ganesha. And the Ganesha chant is the chant that sounds like this. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. It is in this way that we invoke the energy of Ganesha, whose nickname is Ganapati. Ganesha is the elephant god who is the offspring of Lord Shiva and his consort and wife, goddess Parvati. It is through the union of Shiva and Parvati that we have the awareness of the elephant god, Ganesh, and his ability to remove obstacles from our path. And so it is that we will be invoking Lord Ganesha as we walk together and chant in this way 108 times to remove the obstacles from our own path so that we can move freely, thoroughly, safely, without stumbling.
Om Namo Guru Dev Namo Guru Dev Namo Guru Deva. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo Guru Dev Namo Guru Deva. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo Guru Dev Namo Guru Deva.
Om Gam Ganapate Namaha. 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 Om Gam Ganapataye 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 Namaha.
And now allow yourself to rest onto your back, lying down. And you're welcome to stay as long as it's right for you, so that you might integrate the energy that's been freed up from the use of this one particular tool. And once you've concluded, allow yourself to come back up into the vertical position. Pause to notice the changes that have taken place in your body, mind, and spirit. And as you do so, join me as we offer our voices in gratitude to the path. Inhaling. Hari Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Let's be with the peace that's deep within. Joy Bhagwan. And Namaste.